All right, just going to show another mechanical drawing. We've already opened up the part. I'm going to do this one. This one's kind of a strange one because of this weird angle, the holes. It's kind of a bizarre one to do, but we'll do our best with it. So I opened the part, then I did File, New, Drawing. Here's the drawing. I right-clicked on Sheet, Edit Sheet, changed it to size A. I deleted the text box by right-clicking on it over here, and we're good to go. So place views, base. All right, so this one's kind of interesting. Depending on how you did the dimensions, I don't remember if this is the one that had the crazy dimensions. I don't think so. It's 1/2 scale right now. 1:1 scale is way too big. Let's look at 0.75. Yeah, 0.75 looks like a good scale to me. So first thing you do is when you place it, it's in the middle of the screen. So again, you got to drag it down to the bottom left. All right, then you place the other two views and make sure they snap so they're lined up. All right, and then the isometric. The isometric's very big. I'm going to change that scale. All right, so if you don't see these hidden lines, all right, if you don't see these hidden lines, I got to remember how to turn that back on. I think it might be in the sheet, edit sheet. Let's see. No, not edit sheet. I'll have to see there. Tools, document settings, sketch, drawing, sheet. I forget. There's a way to make sure those are shown. Maybe it's when we place it in here. Yeah, okay. The style, right here. You want to make sure that the hidden lines are shown, okay? So that first box is clicked. I don't think you can even change that easily in Fusion 360, but I'll make another video later on for that. This one I am going to turn on shading. Okay, so nice. And I'm also going to change the size. That's too big. Remember, the isometric view, which is this angled view, um, just it's just there to kind of give us an overall feel for the part. Now, all right, so how do we begin this one? Well, remember, we dimension things in the view of the contour. So I went through that PowerPoint in the video in class here, guys. I'll show you that in a second. You can refer to that. I'm not going to go through it back again with this video I'm making for this one, but I'll show you guys in class what to do with that. So you want to dimension things in the contour where they're shown. All right. Before I go any further, though, I'm going to go back to annotate here. I'm going to put some center marks on these holes. Center mark is this little mark here. You should always do that for holes because it gives you a way to dimension where they're located. Now, this one, the view, right? See that? I don't really like the way that looks on this hole, those center marks, right? Because that hole is going down at an angle, but I'm going to leave them there, you know. And then the other one I'm going to do is the center line bisector, right? I'm going to put that anywhere where there's a hole. That'll show us the center line. Actually, there's a hole there, and there, and there, and there. It makes it kind of a little bit messy looking there. I'm not sure if I love that or not. It's good there. It's good there. It's good there. All right. So I added the center marks and the center line bisector. To add the bisector, you just click that, and you click each side of the hole. All right. Now I'm going to start dimensioning. I guess I'm going to do the length and width on this drawing, right? Because that's the top view. I can see that the best in this view. Sometimes you can click the line, but often you have to click the 2 points. All right, so I'm also, let's see, there's the overall length and width. I'm going to dimension the hole in this view as well. Now watch this. I'm going to write something here. I'm going to double click on this. I'm going to hit escape and double click on this. I'm going to write TYP X4. All right. So what is that telling us? Well, telling us that that hole, anywhere where there's a hole that looks like that, it's tipped means anywhere it is. I guess I could have just written X4, but that just kind of tells us there's 4 holes that are that size. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all the same holes. So now we don't need to dimension these other holes. This one here, this was also a hole. 1-inch through hole. Okay? So I'll dimension that in that view. May be debatable which one you want to dimension in. If you want to dimension in this one or this one, that's up to you. All right? Now, one thing we have to do in this view is dimension the location of these holes, right? So I'm probably going to go like this. Hit escape. Let me move this down a little bit. I'm going to dimension its location left to right here. All right, I'm going to dimension its vertical location here. I might move that number later on. I'm actually going to go, I'll go center to center on this, like that, for that hole. Now this one here, I'm going to move this out a little bit, move this one out, move this line out a little bit here, so they're kind of lined up. So I got the locations of those 2 holes. I don't need to do the left to right location of this top hole because it lines up with this hole, but I do need the vertical location. Anything else in this view I want to put? Not really. I don't. Again, this is kind of an interesting thing. All right. So now this one here. All right. I guess I'll do the total height here of this part. I'm going to do the height of this part. I'm going to kind of line up this one with up here best I can. Now, I don't need to dimension this height. I know it's 1 inch because of the difference between this and this. And then I'm not going to dimension the hole in this image because the location of the hole, because this is the view. You're supposed to dimension holes where it looks like a circle. The view it looks like a circle in. And again, this is in that PowerPoint. You can refer back to that. You can watch that. You should have watched that video, but if you haven't, that's okay. Now, we got the length, we got the width, this thickness we need to dimension. You can guess it's 0.5, right? But you really should dimension it. So I'll put that down there. The hole and this thing now. Okay. The length of this, I'm going to dimension in this view. You can see my lines now. This isn't good. This line's kind of crossing this line. So I'm going to have to move something around a little bit here. So I'm going to hit escape. I'll move this drawing up a bit. All right, gives a little bit of breathing space. Maybe I should have done the 0.5 scale. All right. I'm actually going to move this out a little bit. I'm also going to dimension the location of the hole in this view. I know it's not the view it looks like a circle in, which kind of breaks the rule, but this is the view it makes the most sense in. Right? It's 2 inches up from this bottom corner, right? So that's, if I did it here, it would look bizarre, right? It would give me the vertical height off the bottom. That's not particularly useful. I want to see there. I'll do left to right. I'll do over in this view. I don't need to dimension this length here because this is an extrusion that just goes straight back, right? I don't actually need to dimension this length there, believe it or not. It is what it is. It can't be anything else. What I should probably dimension in this view, though, is this angle here. Now, this is going to be interesting. Let's see here. So I got to click this line and this line. I don't want to put a dimension inside the part. And look, it's like, where the heck do I put this? It really is not great. I kind of want it to go over here somewhere, but you can see It's a mess. Maybe the easiest thing is just to put it in the part. All right, that does, I think, look the best. It is totally not normal to put dimensions inside of a part. You want to avoid that whenever possible. But in this rare case where you have an angle like this, it really does make the most sense just to put it down in that corner. All right. Typically, you don't want these dimension lines. You don't want any of these going through the part. Typically, you want them all coming out to not make it too busy. Now, all right, anything we're missing in this view? We got this angle. We have the location of the hole, how long this thing is. Some point I have to dimension the radius of this circle, right? This arc. I probably am going to do it in this view. All right, I already did the hole. Radius 1 inch. Nice and simple. One of the general rules whenever possible, you want your dimensions to come towards the middle of the page. Sometimes that's not possible though, right? I can't put these dimensions towards the middle of the page. That doesn't work. Bless you. This is a weird part. This is just a strange part to try to dimension. We're almost there, actually, though. The only thing we have to do at this point is dimension the location of these holes and the widths of this thing. Now, this is probably going to have to get moved here, but we'll see in a second. So, anyways, we already have the total width, 3 inches. So we got to dimension this from here to here, right? The side of it, how far is the side of it? I probably want to bring it up. Move this. I'm going to have to move some stuff around here. That's totally normal. When you want to move a dimension, though, you got to hit escape. Oh, boy. Control Z. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to bring it over here. You got to sometimes, when you move them, too, if you grab the wrong part of the dimension, it ends up looking not so great. Then I also want to dimension from this corner to this corner. Now, I want to show you something here. I wasn't consistent with something here. Let me hit escape. 0.5. Let's see, can I move that anywhere? No. Yeah, I'll put it inside. Nah, yeah, I'll put this dimension inside. Alright. Alright. I kind of like that. What's going on here? Something's wrong. 2.49. Is my part wrong? Or is the line in the wrong spot? Oh boy, what did I do? Okay. Alright, I did something, I just hit undo. Alright, the final thing I want to do here is get these holes location dimensioned. So from the side to one of them, 0.5. Okay. Now this is I nested my dimensions. When you put dimensions like this, they're called nested. I went 3 inches the full width, and then 2 inches is inside of it. They're nested. These are not nested. These two are nested. 2.5 and 5. The 0.5 is within the full width, 2.5. Again, these two are not nested, which it's kind of a matter of preference. I tend to like to nest things. For instance, if I wanted to nest this one, I'd have to hit escape, delete this dimension. Then to nest it, you'd go from the bottom all the way up to that hole. All right, probably the better way to do it. But again, it's a little bit of personal preference. But whatever, I'll nest it. All right, over here, I got the horizontal. Now I just need the vertical of the holes. I'll use this one to do the vertical. It's better if the lines don't cross. So, and you don't need to put dimensions vertical and horizontal on each hole. This is 0.5 to the edge. This is 0.5. It lines up there. I don't even need this dimension. I don't even need that dimension. I just need the vertical dimension. because since this line's up here, I know that's also 0.5. It's fine. I don't have to. And this one here lines up here. I know where that one is. They line up this way. So when you put too many dimensions, it's called over-dimensioning. All right, it's called over-dimensioning. That's just as bad as leaving dimensions off in some respects. I know it looks like a lot, but I don't think we have anything redundant here. You want to avoid redundant dimensions just because it's already busy enough, right? There's already too much stuff. Ryan, I'll have to show you on the next one. If you ever want to change your view, you can do it when you place that first one. You can change the front view if you want. You don't do it now. You're fine. That's fine. You can change it. And the last thing to do here is to add a text box. So click text. Again, the text box, your name. This is part replication. I don't remember which one this was. Part 2 maybe. And then 2. Oh, I should put engineering 1. And then today's date. 2021. Oh, that's kind of a nice date. 1/11/21. All right, and that's it. Move the hit escape. Move that where you want it. I say that's it like it's nothing, right? Yeah, it gets kind of, you know. What I like about it is you can make it look nice. You can be careful and get stuff. You get a feel for it. It feels like you accomplished something, making a nice looking mechanical drawing, right? When you're all done, you kind of want to just do a sanity check, make sure you can figure out where everything is. You know, this height here you don't really need because the length is 3 inches and the angle is 45. So when you're 3D modeling it, you could figure out how tall to make this part here, this face. Um, One thing you can do, people do, is you can put center marks on the isometric view if you want. Just center marks, not the bisectors. You can do that if you want. That's not mandatory. All right. Again, the center marks and bisectors, don't forget those. Those are important. They allow you to dimension the location of the hole. Fine. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't say that hole is centered. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I think technically I probably should dimension the location of the center of that hole. Oh, I'm going to nest that one as well. All right, and nesting, it usually goes from the smallest dimension up to the biggest, right, in terms of the vertical. Like you want the 0.5 up here, then the 1.5 below it, because it'd be crossing through it, right? So that was the last thing maybe. Yeah. All right, I'm going to stop the video, answer questions in class. Have a good one.